Every single mango on your tree looks perfect from the outside, but when you cut it open, it's rotting, brown, and full of tiny worms. That's not bad luck. That's fruit flies, and they are destroying your harvest before you even get a chance to enjoy it. If this has ever happened to you, stay right here, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to stop it, using 5 proven methods that actually work. And before we go any further, if you grow mangoes or any fruit trees at home, hit that subscribe button right now. I put out practical gardening content every week that saves your trees and your time. I want you to picture this, a backyard mango tree, loaded with fruit, and the grower protecting every single mango using the methods I'm about to share with you. No spraying the whole tree every day, no losing half the harvest, no cutting open a mango and finding that sick, sour mess inside. Just clean, sweet, perfect fruit picked right from the tree. That is completely possible for you too, and it doesn't require expensive equipment or a degree in agriculture. It just requires the right information, applied at the right time. Here's the problem most mango growers face. You water your tree, you fertilize it, you watch it flower and fruit, and you get excited. The mangoes start swelling up, they start looking beautiful, and you think, this is going to be an amazing season. Then one day you notice a mango on the ground. You pick it up, and it's soft in weird spots. You cut it open, and there they are, little white maggots tunneling through the flesh. Your stomach drops. You check another one. Same thing. You check 5 more. Same thing. By the time most people realize what's happening, fruit flies have already laid eggs inside dozens of mangoes. And here's the worst part. You cannot see it happening. The female fruit fly uses a needle-sharp egg-laying organ to punch through the skin of the mango and deposit her eggs deep inside the flesh. The outside of the mango looks completely normal. No hole you can see with your naked eye. No warning sign. The damage is invisible until it's too late. So let's talk about why this actually happens, because understanding the enemy is the first step to beating it. Fruit flies, specifically the Oriental fruit fly and the Mediterranean fruit fly, are small insects that breed by laying eggs inside ripening fruit. The female doesn't want your green, hard mangoes. She waits. She is patient. As soon as your mango starts to ripen, as soon as the sugars start building up inside that fruit, she moves in. She can detect ripening fruit from a surprising distance. She lands, she stings the skin, she lays her eggs, and she moves on. In just a few days, those eggs hatch into larvae. Those are the maggots, and they start eating the fruit from the inside out. The fruit rots, falls to the ground, and those larvae crawl into the soil to complete their life cycle. Then they become adult flies, and the whole cycle starts again. The reason this gets so bad so fast is that one female can lay hundreds of eggs in her lifetime. If you don't break that cycle, every season will get worse. Now let's get into the solutions. 5 methods, starting with the most powerful one. The first and most effective method is called a protein bait spray. This is used by commercial mango farmers all over the world, and it works by turning the fruit fly's own appetite against it. Here's how it works. Fruit flies are attracted to protein, especially the smell of fermenting yeast. When you mix a pesticide called spinosad with something called protein hydrolysate, which is basically a yeast extract that you can buy at garden supply stores or online, you create a bait that smells incredibly attractive to fruit flies. They come to feed on it, they consume the spinosad, and they die. The beautiful thing about this method is that you are not spraying your whole tree. You are not drenching every leaf and every mango with chemicals. Instead, you choose just 1 or 2 spots, maybe a section of the trunk or a small cluster of leaves, and you spray the bait there. That's it. The flies come to the bait station. They don't need to be anywhere else. You want to start this as soon as your mangoes start forming on the tree. Don't wait until they're big. Start early. Mix your spinosad and protein hydrolysate, according to the package directions, and apply it every 7 days to those same small patch areas. Keep it consistent. The goal is to keep a fresh, attractive bait available at all times during the fruiting season. This method alone, done correctly, can reduce fruit fly damage dramatically. Most people either skip this entirely, or they spray it all over the tree like a normal pesticide, and then they wonder why it doesn't work as well. The patch spray approach is the key. Targeted, consistent, and smart. The second method is called male annihilation technique, and yes, it sounds intense because it is. This is a strategy based on simple biology. Fruit flies need to mate to reproduce. If you eliminate the males, the females can't fertilize their eggs, and the population collapses. There is a natural chemical called methyl-eugenol that male oriental fruit flies find completely irresistible. It's like a super-powered male attractant. You soak small pieces of absorbent material, like a cotton wick or a fiber block, in methyl-eugenol mixed with a small amount of insecticide, and then you hang these traps on or around your mango tree. The male flies come from all over, they're drawn to the trap, they feed on it, and they die. You can buy pre-made methyl-eugenol traps online or through agricultural suppliers. They're inexpensive and easy to hang. Replace the trap every 2 weeks to keep the attractant fresh and effective. One important thing to understand, this method targets only male flies, so it works best when combined with other approaches. On its own, it won't eliminate all damage, but it dramatically reduces the breeding population over time. Think of it as applying pressure on the population from the male side, while your protein bait spray handles things from a broader angle. Together, they are a very powerful combination. The third method is the most labor-intensive, but it is also the most foolproof. It's called bagging, and it gives you close to 100% protection for every fruit you cover. Here's the idea. When your mangoes are still very small, about the size of a marble, you cover each individual fruit with a bag. Paper bags, muslin cloth bags, or purpose-made fruit protection bags all work well. You slip the bag over the mango, secure it at the stem, and leave it there until harvest. The fruit fly physically cannot reach the mango to lay her eggs. The mango grows inside its little protective bag, completely safe. Now I want to be honest with you. If you have a massive tree with 500 mangoes on it, bagging every single one is going to be a serious workout. It's time-consuming. But if you have a smaller home tree, one that produces maybe 50 to 100 mangoes, bagging is absolutely worth the effort. Many home gardeners do this, and they get perfect clean fruit every single time with zero chemical exposure on the fruit itself. The bags also protect against birds and some fungal issues caused by rain sitting on the fruit skin. Start bagging early while the fruit is still marble-sized and small, because waiting too long means the flies may have already struck before the bag goes on. The fourth method is ground management, and this one is often completely overlooked. Remember what I told you about the fruit fly life cycle. After the maggots eat through the fallen fruit, they drop into the soil. They pupate in the ground, meaning they transform from larvae into adult flies while they're buried in the dirt under your tree. Every fallen mango that sits under your tree is basically an incubator producing the next wave of fruit flies. This is the real reason infestations get worse every year for people who don't manage their ground. The fix is simple, but it has to be consistent. Every single week during your fruiting season, walk under your tree and pick up every fallen fruit, every dropped leaf, every piece of old mango. Don't leave anything on the ground. Get it into a bag and into the trash, not your compost pile, because the larvae will survive in compost. Once you've cleaned up the ground, you can also spray the soil surface under the tree with diluted spinosad. This hits the pupae before they can emerge as adults. Weekly cleanup combined with a soil spray is one of the most underrated and powerful moves you can make. It breaks the cycle right at the ground level, where most people never think to look. The fifth method is sticky traps, and these serve a very specific purpose. Yellow sticky traps are coated with a non-drying adhesive. Fruit flies and many other small insects are attracted to the color yellow. When they land on the trap, they get stuck. Now, sticky traps alone are not going to save your harvest. Let's be real about that. But they serve a critical monitoring function. By hanging a few yellow sticky traps in and around your tree, you can see exactly how many flies are in your garden. If you check your traps after a week, and you see just a few flies, your other methods are working. If you pull the trap down and it's covered in flies, that's your alarm signal. Time to intensify your protein bait spray. Check your MIT traps and add more bagging. Think of yellow sticky traps as your early warning system. They tell you what's happening so you can respond intelligently instead of guessing. Now let's talk about the mistakes people make, because this is where most gardeners lose the battle, even when they're trying to do the right things. The biggest mistake is starting too late. People see a mango on the ground with maggots in it, and then they run to the store and buy something to spray. But by that point, the flies have already laid eggs in dozens of fruits. The damage is already done. You have to start your protection program when the mangoes first form, small, green, marble-sized. Prevention is everything with fruit flies. Reaction is almost always too late. The second big mistake is spraying pesticide all over the tree and expecting it to work like a barrier. Fruit flies are not sitting on the leaves waiting to absorb a spray. They are highly mobile insects. Blanketing your whole tree in pesticide does almost nothing except waste money, stress the tree, and kill beneficial insects. The targeted patch spray approach of the protein bait is what works, because it uses attraction and ingestion, not contact. The third mistake is ignoring the ground. People clean up the visible fruit and feel good about it, but they walk right past fallen leaves and small unripe drops that have already been stung. Anything that touches the ground is a potential breeding site. The cleanup needs to be thorough and weekly. Here is your pro tip, and this is something experienced tropical fruit growers use that most home gardeners have never heard of. Kaolin clay spray. Kaolin is a white fine clay that you mix with water and spray on your mangoes while they're still developing. It creates a thin, dry white film on the surface of the fruit. To the fruit fly, the texture and coating of the treated fruit feels wrong. She doesn't like it. She's less likely to try to sting a surface that doesn't feel like bare fruit skin. Kaolin is completely non-toxic. It washes off with water before you eat the fruit. It doesn't harm bees or beneficial insects. Used in combination with your protein bait spray and MAT traps, it adds another layer of protection that makes your mango tree a very difficult target. You can find Kaolin clay sold as a horticultural spray product. Look for it under names like Surround WP. Apply it starting when fruits are small, and reapply after heavy rain. So let's bring everything together. Fruit flies are a serious pest, but they are a beatable one. You start your protein bait spray early, small patches on the trunk or leaves, every 7 days from the time fruits first appear. You hang methyl eugenol male annihilation traps to collapse the breeding population, replacing them every 2 weeks. For any tree small enough to manage it, you bag your individual fruits while they're still marble-sized. You clean the ground under your tree every single week without fail, and you spray the soil surface with spinosad to kill pupae before they become adults. You monitor your situation with yellow sticky traps so you always know what you're dealing with. And if you want that extra edge, you apply kaolin clay to your developing fruit as an additional deterrent. None of these methods are complicated. None of them require special tools or hard-to-find products. What they require is timing and consistency. Start early. Stay consistent. Don't skip weeks. Don't wait until you see damage. The growers who get clean, beautiful mangoes every season are not lucky. They're just doing these things at the right time, every time. If this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up. It takes 1 second, and it helps this channel reach more gardeners who need this information. Drop a comment below, and tell me which method you're going to try first, or ask me any question about your specific situation. I read every comment, and if you haven't subscribed yet, now is a great time. I cover everything from mango care to soil health to pest management, and new videos go up every week. Your mango tree is worth protecting. Go take care of it.